What's up, wrestling fans? This is Caribbean Wrestlers You Should Know, sponsored by Premier Pro Wrestling. I'm Randy Ritchie, and today we're going to talk about one of the greatest of all times, Puerto Rican superstar Miguel Jose Perez Sr. Unbelievable performer, folks. And, he passed it on to his son, Miguelito, who I will always consider a friend. Miguel Jose Perez was born April 7th, 1937. He was a Puerto Rican professional wrestler who is best known for his tag team with Antonio Rocca. And these guys were innovators. Look it up on YouTube and see what you could find, and you'll be impressed. See so many guys today that think they're innovators, but you should have seen the stuff that Rocca and Perez were doing back then. One of the coolest things I got to see was IWA Puerto Rico used to do a Miguel Perez Sr. tribute show every year, or weekend actually. Vince McMahon Sr. gave Miguel Perez and Rocca the belts that they had when they were tag team champions for the WWF with real, just unbelievable craftsmanship. And Miguel Jr. has that belt. Perez started his professional wrestling career in 1954 at the age of 17. It was the Montreal Athletic Commission. That was the name of that company. He debuted on October 15th, 1954, and wrestled for the Montreal Athletic Commission in his early days. He was their champion, and he left the company in 1957. Now this is cool as hell, because it doesn't say WWF, so maybe someday I'll get to the bottom of that. But it says Madison Square Garden. In 1957, Perez formed a tag team with popular wrestling star Antonio Rocca. They both wrestled in the famed Madison Square Garden on a regular basis. Perez and Rocca captured the NWA Tag Team Championship and were the first recognized champion in the ancestry of Capital Wrestling Corporation, which is now known as WWE. While Rocca left the company in 1963 and Perez appeared in other areas, he was a regular on the undercard at Madison Square Garden through March of '68. When he pinned Crazy Luke Graham in less than 25 seconds in his final appearance. It's amazing, man. He must have been held in very high regard to go off like that, because most territories would kill you off when you left. Some of his matches include 1964 wins over Lou Bastien, Lou Albano, Bull Johnson, draws with Tony Marino, and then Red Bastien, with Pedro Morales teamed up to lose the U.S. Tag Team Champs Dr. Jerry and Crazy Luke Graham, but came back to defeat Magnificent Maurice and Klondike Bill. Perez won on a disqualification over manager Bobby Davis, then teamed with Haystacks Calhoun to defeat Davis and Gorilla Monsoon in February of 1968. He pinned Crazy Luke Graham in 18 seconds. This to me is just unbelievable, guys. Today we see stars over, and I saw stars over when I broke in the late 80s. But from what I hear, especially from the old timers, and I guess handsome Jimmy Valiant, who I consider a stepfather, was the kid coming in at that time. These are the guys that he learned from, and I'll tell you, last thing I'm going to say about Miguel Sr. is the man was loved. He died in 2005, and he's really held in extremely high regard on the island. I've never heard anybody say one thing, even remotely bad, about Miguel Perez Sr. All right, guys, we're going to get to Miguel Jr., don't worry. Please note this is being brought to you without YouTube commercials. And please like and subscribe and help support Premier Pro Wrestling. In the links below. I'm also going to put the wiki links or the Wikipedia link to Miguel Sr. and see what you guys can do with if you're inclined to go down that rabbit hole, because there's so much more available on Miguel Perez.